Wow, good morning, Get Rex for Recovery crew. It seems like only a second ago that I was recording last night's ending. That's because it was. Anyway, good morning. So I'm getting ready to head out on the trail today. I'm going east toward Mitchell. It's 40 miles, but 20 of those miles are right up a hill. So I'm excited. I'm excited today to see how the new gear on my bike does. I got to use it a couple times yesterday on the hills. Fantastic. I go real slow, but my watts that my legs are having to put out are much lower, which is nice. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to get on the road, get these wheels rolling, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Love you. See you later. Alright, so if you're riding the Trans-America Trail, when you come out of the Ochoco Reservoir, it's pretty steady uphill for quite a while, but you can't feel it. And then it looks like there's 3 big humps. And I've just cleared the first one. It's about 17 miles long, and I'm going to be back up at 4,000 something feet by the time I'm done. But yeah, it gets pretty steep pretty quick in a couple of these areas, so be looking out for that. Alright, so I decided to stop here and take a little rest under the pine trees, and I'm just kind of reminded of home right now. The pine trees look just like the ones in Mobile right here. Same kind of longleaf pines. They're definitely not, you know, the loblolly pine, longleaf pine from Mobile, but they are definitely very similar. So I'm in the Ochoco National Forest. I actually just passed another cyclist named Butch, and Mike is up ahead of me. And Mike told Butch, you know, to stop and talk to me too on the way, so he did. And so Butch is going westbound, and we're going eastbound. And so when Butch finally ran into me, he just kind of swung across the road, and he's going a pretty good distance too. So, yeah, it was a good conversation. He told me about this little place up here that has some chicken wings, so I'm gonna have to go try those. And yeah, just kind of continually making it up this hill. It's not too bad. The only real bad hill that I've had so far was, you know, the first one. The last one wasn't too bad at all. It was very short, easy to get up, so nothing to it. It is getting super hot. It's 11 o'clock right now. And the traffic is starting to pick up too. I had a little incident with a red truck. He came by me just going so fast. And was just, I mean, he must have missed me by inches. So much so that, you know, he was headed back out toward the center line when he passed me. So that was definitely a little rattling. There are no bike lanes on this portion of the trail, so, you know, it's just hope and pray. It's not bad at all, though. You know, I've been kind of going up a little creek the whole way up. And it's gorgeous. I'm just glad to have trees back where I can have some shade. Yesterday, coming to that high desert portion was definitely different. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to sit here and rest for a little bit and then head on into Mitchell. I should get there by around 2 and be able to avoid the hot part of the day, which I'm looking forward to doing. So, I love you guys. I'll see you later. Well, that was cool. So the truck just went by spray painting the road, And there was like a flagger truck way out in front, maybe a half mile in front of him. And I just kind of did one of these numbers, you know, like water. And he pulled over and gave me 2 bottles of Aquafina. Oh man, that's just perfect. Like, you know, I didn't really want to stop any traffic at any point, but I'm down to just Coca-Cola and it's hot. And so just perfect timing. I mean, you know, these lines haven't been painted in a long time. So to just have somebody coming by, you know, at 15 miles an hour that could pay attention to what I was asking for and have it. I mean, he pulled these out of a cooler stocked full of water. So, yeah, I'm going to rest here in the shade and drink this water, and I'm revitalized. Hashtag worth it. This has been brutal. The last 2 miles are just like, not bad. It is hot. The good news is I've got 7 miles at least of downhill grade. I think it's more than that. I think it's 15 miles from here to Mitchell, and I think it's downhill like 12 of those 15 miles. So, oh, I'm looking forward to this. And you know, I think it's much better not having passed 1,000-foot markers every time I went up. I really had no idea that I was back up this high in the air again. I think I like it. Alright, it is hot. Even coming down that giant 7-mile hill, I just got back into this like desert area again. And I was into the wind coming down the hill, but it was just this hot, blasting wind. Almost takes your breath away. And yeah, I found a little tree here that was giving some nice shade. It's one of the only ones on this entire road. So I'm having some Coca-Cola, get some calories in, and some rest of my crackers. It's hot today. It is 2 o'clock. Yeah, and it says that it's 96 degrees right now where I'm at. Boy, the heat will wear you out. I mean, just wear you out. It's all good though. I've only got 2.8 miles to go, and I'm probably going to walk the bike the rest of the way. Sure, that may take me an hour, but I'm just that tired. No, I'll probably ride it, but you guys will know what I did right about now. Alright, so I made it. I limped in, but I made it. I didn't walk the bike at all. I actually ran across another cyclist. I had run across like 2 girls and then another guy, and finally the last guy stopped and said, "Hey, I guess you met the others." And I was like, well, when I passed the girls, I was just like, "You got it, guys." And the other guy told me to stop at the hostel. I said, "I will." And so I talked with him. His name was Aaron. I gave him a sticker, and he's coming from Kentucky to the Pacific. But it is hot, so I'm not going to record too much more of this. I'm gonna go inside and check it out. You'll see that right about now. All right, got that shower. This place is amazing. Let me walk you through and show you what it's all about. So it's a church here, and they take the whole bottom floor and they've made that like the church. And then the whole top floor is the bunk and dormitory room area. It's really neat. Let's see here, this is the dormitory area. So, you can see that I've got my bike and my bunk here. They're having to do different kind of rules because of the social distancing. I've got everything in the world charging over there. Which is, you know...
By everything, he means everything.
And Mike says, by everything, I mean everything. Even the drone that I take with me. So they've got a little seating area here upstairs. A couple pianos, another little seating area. And then, if you go around this way, they go back downstairs. And so out the back first, ooh, it's hot outside today, is an area to sit. There's hammocks down here by the creek. You can camp down by the creek if you want to. You don't have to actually take a bed upstairs. They will let you camp here. They've got, you know, it's been good for me, the shower. All right, then they've got a laundry right there. Yeah, pretty neat. And so then back inside downstairs, is the kind of, you know, general area. And so there's a table, kitchen area, computer that you can use over here if you need to. They've got good Wi-Fi here, which is great. This is their sanctuary. This is where they have church on Sunday mornings, which is pretty neat. And then, oh, I think my favorite place, yeah, my favorite part of this whole place, other than the coffee, of course, that I'll be able to have in the morning, is they have ice cream. You can eat as much as you want. It's death by chocolate, caramel, and a couple of other things. While I haven't been eating very many sweets on this trip, I'm going to eat some ice cream tonight after dinner. And so that's where me and Mike are headed. We're going to go up the road to Tiger Town, I think is what it's called. And we're going to eat some supper and chat. He goes north tomorrow morning and I go continued east. But so this hostel, really neat story behind it. So Jalea and her husband Pat own the place. She wanted to start a hostel up here. She saw that, you know, there were a lot of cyclists and those kind of things that came through town. And so she said, you know, the small little area of Mitchell, what can I do to kind of increase revenue? And so they came from back west and they tried to, you know, buy a place. That fell through. She came out for what she calls her one last Hail Mary. Came out here, looked around, went to church here in this very building, and it turns out it was their last Sunday. So she spoke to the pastor and their Assembly of God, and as he was going out, she got in touch with, you know, the Assembly of God churches, and she kind of propositioned her idea to them about having a hostel. And so it's really neat. They've even got a barber shop that's usually open for free haircuts if you need it, which I kind of do. But so, you know, when she propositioned the Assembly of God, they said, absolutely, you know, that sounds like a great idea. And so she got it started up. It was about 9 months in that they handed the deed over to her. So God just moved in a mighty way to be able to provide what she felt like God was calling her to do. And so she's able to host cyclists each year. She opened it in 2016. The first year they had 365. The next year is in the 400s.
It was one of those 365 365.
And Mike was one of those 365 the first year they opened. I've heard rave reviews from cyclists all up and down who said you have to stop at the Spoke'n Hostel. And so the next year they had like 400, and then last year they had 1,300, and this year they've only had 100 because of COVID. But they do, you know, they host groups, and it's really neat. It's $25. You know, it's a donation, really, but they ask $25. And I started crying when she was talking to me. She asked me what I was doing, and I explained Redeeming Eden, the ministry, to her. And so when I went to, you know, pay, she said, look, you know, if you have a ministry and I hear your story, and you're out here doing what you're doing, no charge. So I was like, thank you so much, and gave her a big hug. But this place is nice, very well kept up. I mean, they go through this thing with a fine-tooth comb, especially after COVID. And there's water by the side of the road, there's a haircut, you know, kitchen, ice cream, shower, creek. This is a good place to stop. I'm glad I got here early. I ended up pulling in about 3 o'clock, and it's 5:30 now. I showered, got my clothes washed, sat here and started producing yesterday's video. And yeah, so anyway, highly recommend the Spoke'n Hostel. If you're on the Trans-America Trail, if you get here at 10 a.m. or if you get here at 8 p.m., make this a place on your journey to stop. It is so cyclist-minded and oriented. Also, when it's not cycling time of the year, they host a lot of car travelers. So, you know, it's a good hostel to stop at if you're traveling by car or RV also. Yeah. So, again, I cannot thank you enough, Jolay. This place is awesome. Man, I can't thank you enough for allowing me to stay here and experience your place tonight. I wish that it was Sunday morning, you know, tomorrow, so that I could experience worship with you too. But we had church on our own, so. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm about to go get some dinner, and you'll see that right about now. Alright, so I'm at Tigertown Brewing Company here in Mitchell, and I spoke to Butch earlier, who was cycling, you know, the opposite direction, and he recommended the wings. So Butch, I got the wings, I got a side salad, got a glass of water here, and yeah, I went ahead and got the Jamaican jerk wings. They are incredible. Thanks for the tip. God bless you, brother. Alright, so me and Mike just got done with dinner, and it was really good. That was a super good place to eat. I really enjoyed it. This is one tiny town. Mitchell has about maybe, I don't know, half a mile worth of stuff. Their grocery store closes at 7, which is definitely not what I'm used to. I got to get some groceries for the trip because I think it's like 80 miles to the next place. I'm not sure, I hadn't really checked it out yet, but I think John Day is one of the next places that I'm going, so. Yeah, I am walking back over to the hostel. It's nice to not be on the bicycle for a change. And I'm going to finish cutting and editing yesterday's video and get it posted. Hopefully the Wi-Fi is fast enough to post videos. It's super fast Wi-Fi, but I don't know how long it'll take to post the videos. And then I'll be able to get today's edited, cut, and posted hopefully by tomorrow morning. I need to be out of this town by like 5 or 6 a.m. to beat the heat because I've got a huge hill to climb tomorrow. But can't do it without food anyway, so I may be Shanghai and Mitchell for one more more night. But yeah, I just walked through the whole town. Anyway, so that's it for the evening. Again, if you know anybody who has passed away from addiction of any kind, I would love to ride for your person. Drop a comment. Facebook me, Adam Lineberry, Mobile, Alabama. If you know anybody who is currently actively addicted, you know, share this with them. If you know anybody who's in recovery, share this with them. You know, I know a lot of Celebrate recoveries and things like that are closed right now because of COVID, but you know, we are a body, so we need to work together. And don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a non-profit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll put a link in the description where you can donate. And yeah, so that pretty much sums it up for the night from here in the desert town of Mitchell, Oregon. One horse town. I love you guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.